Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Monster Hunter Lunastra. Lunastra? I'm not sure. Um, it's blue and gold. Those are my high school colors. So I'm excited. I don't really have anything to say. I'm just gonna go cross stitch.
Alrighty, you guys, we're going to be continuing the questions. I don't remember how many there were on this one, but we're on 133. If there was a book of commandments for the modern world, what would some of the rules be? I mean, I feel like at least some of them would be similar, thou shalt not kill. uh, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like these kinds of questions. I don't want to be a king. I don't want to be a ruler. I don't want to be the one who makes these choices. 134. What's the craziest video you've ever seen? The craziest video? Um. Hmm. I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of like crazy things on YouTube. I watch, reviews on movies and shows that I like, especially horror movies. Like I love Found Flicks. His channel is really fun. Um, what else? Let's see. I watch Super Eye Patch Wolf with David. I watch. Oh gosh, I don't know what the YouTuber is. He talks about speed runs and world records. Let me see if I can find him. YouTube. If that's something you guys are into, I don't know. I never personally want to do a speed run. Not my thing. But I love watching other people do them because it's just ridiculous. Okay, let's see. What we watched Super Mario Bros. Recently. He did one for 64, so maybe he'll come up under that. Summoning Salt. Yeah, he does world record progression videos. And it's super interesting because, like, games will go from, like, oh yeah, the fastest person to do this it took him 4 hours to suddenly, like a glitch is found or something. And, oh yeah, no, it's down to 24 minutes now. It's ridiculous and I love it. And he just has a very soothing voice. Like, Summoning Salt and Super Eye Patch Wolf both have just voices that appeal to me. My ears enjoy listening to them. As I make it sound as creepy as possible. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know if any of those are really crazy. I mean, I will say some of the Summoning Salt's videos are crazy because the world record for, was it Super Mario the original one? It's like 12 minutes or something. I don't know. I never actually beat that game from start to finish. I never did. You can't do like save points. You only have 3 lives. And I'm not good at that. I die a lot. So, yeah. Moving on. 135. What's your back in my day we dot dot dot? Um, Back in my day we didn't have cell phones. And when we eventually did have cell phones, it was for emergencies only, so people didn't have them out constantly and were texting and talking to other people. Um, Newspapers were still not a thing, even back in my day. you know, we did have computers. They weren't good. The internet would go and it was horrific, but it worked. We had to change the channel sometimes by using the buttons on the TV. And let's see. Or, using the gigantic controller that was a universal one because they just didn't make them small. So I guess it was actually, it's probably easier to lose controllers for the TV now, huh? So they're significantly shorter. Or smaller, excuse me, shorter. I mean, I guess that's true. I remember those things being like, if someone comes in here, I could just chuck this at their head and I'll be okay for like a good 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah, that's all I got. 136. If you could know the truth behind every conspiracy, but you would instantly die if you hinted that you knew the truth, would you want to know? Um, no, because I would probably accidentally admit to knowing it or hinting that I knew it. So, I'd rather not. But I mean, like, I would want to know if it was, like, I could still talk and say, like, oh, well, I think this. If I can still do that, if I can still have, opinions and I can still voice them, I'm okay knowing them. But if I can't even do that, then no way. Because, yeah. Mm-mm. 137. I'm about to yawn. Okay, 137. What animal would be the most terrifying if it could speak? I mean, I feel like I have to say cats, right? Because they're gonna just judge us all day, and that's judgmental, and it would just be terrifying to be judged that harshly. Tessa would have had wonderful things to say, I'm just saying. I don't know why so many people are just so against cats. Like, not all cats are mean, and not all dogs are nice, so get over it. Anyways, most terrifying if it could speak. Spiders. Oh, well, they don't count as animals, do they? Honestly, anything living in your house, in your home, that isn't meant to be living there, like that you don't have there willingly, that would be terrifying. Because then they could just talk to you in the middle of the night and, no, there's a ghosty goo in the house. Nope, it's just the spider in the corner again. I wouldn't be able to handle that. I guess birds could be really scary because they could fly over you. And depending on how mean they are, they could be like, incoming! Or, like, I'm gonna die! Anything that's gonna make you be like, look up and be like, oh my god, did someone's parachute not release and I'm about to see a dead body fall to the earth in front of me? That would be terrifying. I don't want that. So 138, what's the worst hairstyle you've ever had? Back when I was younger and I didn't have bangs and I parted my hair down the middle. I have a very long face and a very, very big forehead, so not a good look for me. But otherwise, no, I think that's it. I don't generally, have. I don't go get my hair done a lot, and I don't get my hair cut a lot, so I haven't had too many opportunities to have my hair butchered. 139. What habit do you have now that you wish you started much earlier? Portioning my food better, counting my calories, etc., etc. Much better. I'm a lot healthier. 140. If you were given 1,000 acres of land that you didn't need to pay taxes on but couldn't sell, what would you do with it? Build a house on it and live on it? What else would you do? Couldn't. Okay, so I can't sell the land. Can I have, like, can a Walmart come over, build their place on it, and pay me rent? Because I'm sure I could get a lot of money from that. 141. What about the opposite sex confuses you the most? Hmm. What about boys confuses me? I don't know, I guess sometimes it's just in the way that they relate to other guys. Because, with girls, well, I guess that's not always true. So, I don't know, like, locker room talk, from what I've heard, is not something that I really get. But at the same time, girls can be really catty and mean about one another too. So, Yeah. I don't know. Everything. Everyone confuses me. Who am I kidding? 142. When was the last time you yelled at someone? The last time I remember was when I worked in retail. Because I do remember having to yell at people. Not employees, mind you, customers. I think the loudest I ever had to get was a bunch of kids at Michael's around Christmas time. They were playing hide and seek, but also like tag. They were running around and they almost knocked an older lady over. So I yelled at them and I told them to get out and that they were not welcome here. So they left. 143. What's the opposite of a koala? An aleoke? I don't understand the question. Like, how people say, like, the opposite of a cat is a dog, which isn't true, because they're actually incredibly similar. The opposite of a koala, I have no idea. I don't know. A rhinoceros? A whale? I don't know. That's a weird question. 144. What kinds of things do you like to cook or are good at cooking? Things that have directions and come in a box. There we go. 145. What life skills are rarely taught but extremely useful? Cooking. Doing your taxes. Buying a house. You know, everything that an adult needs but doesn't learn in high school because they'd rather us be learning calculus. Yep. 146. What movie universe would be the worst to live out your life in? Nightmare on Elm Street. I dream very vividly, so it'd be bad for me. Saw would be really bad. I don't know if it necessarily would be bad for me, mostly because I do appreciate my life, and I have my entire life because I've had asthma and it's terrifying, so I know to appreciate my life, but it would still be terrifying to know that, you know, there's someone out there, someone's out there, take people out. And then, you know, some of them are just not survivable. And that just makes it worse. 147. If you could hack into any one computer, which computer would you choose? A computer that someone who's working on Baldur's Gate 3 has. I have no idea what one. Okay, seriously though, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 so much, you guys. That game is so much fun. And I am loving it. Could not recommend it more. Obviously, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I freaking love it. And if anyone has played it, Astarion, I don't know, Astarion, I always pronounce them differently because I don't know, my brain, I'm not good at this. He is my favorite. He's a rogue, he's a vampire, he's great. Love it. I'm so weird. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know why anyone is bothering with me. Moving along. Also, yeah, I don't know what I would do with their computer. Just see, like, what's in store. Because the game's still in early access. It's not fully released. So it'd be really interesting to see what's coming up and what's going to happen, you know? 148. Who do you feel like you know even though you've never met them? A lot of people that I talked with, like, daily with Gaia Online back in the day. Don't really get on there much anymore, especially because now that Flash is gone, a lot of their games don't work. But, I think I'd say, to date, the one I'm probably closest to is Savannah. We talked all the time back on Gaia, and I have her on Facebook, and she's one of the first people that I see stuff from on my Facebook because she just always posts things that make me happy. And yeah, I feel like I know her really well, but I've never met her in person. 149. What's the most ridiculous animal on the planet? The most ridiculous. I guess a giraffe? It's kind of ridiculous. That long neck, super weird. Super weird. I love giraffes, though. 150. What's the worst thing you've eaten out of politeness? I feel like I talked about this recently. I slept over at one of my best friend's places. Her dad woke up before everybody else. After me, though. I was the first one to wake up. Then he woke up. And he made me breakfast, which I thought was awesome. But it was, not toast, but it was, I don't even remember what was in it. Like an omelet and toast. But like, it was burnt. And it was black. And it was disgusting. So, yeah. But I was like, I can't say no, especially because my best friend's still asleep, so I can't, like, look at her and be like, hey, you should take this off my hands. So, yeah. Super gross. But I ate it. 151. What's the most historic thing that has happened in your lifetime? I feel like that's going to be 9/11, right? Or COVID. What?
Yes.
9/11 or COVID?
9/11.
9/11. Okay, 9/11. I mean, COVID affected the entire world, and it still is.
I would argue that 9/11 did too, in the way that it changed.
Okay, they can't hear you. If you want to be a part of this, you gotta come be a part of this, handsome man. You have to participate.
I'm in a towel.
Well, they can't see you.
Oh,
this
okay.
is the sound.
Oh, I thought you were on like a chat.
No. What's the most historic thing that has happened in your lifetime? Okay, why would you argue 9/11 over COVID?
The way it affected global politics, mostly, because of how powerful the U.S. was at the time. And basically the repercussions of the Iraq and Afghanistan invasions, and
That's true.
how it's kind of changed geopolitics and alliances and all that stuff. I mean, it's very U.S.-centric, but the U.S. has a lot of influence on that stage. And I mean, granted, COVID's right up there. It's probably
Were the two things that came to my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a coin flip, because COVID, yes, it's global, and it's also has massive geopolitical implications. There's the word I wanted.
There you go. 152. What happens in your country regularly that people in most countries would find strange or bizarre? Tipping!
Tipping, ads...
Gaps in the bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom floor gaps, ads for... Well, that's because of...
Well, in between the door and the wall and at the bottom.
Oh, that's because of...
But the ones at the bottom I understand, because if you ever get locked in, it's nice to be able to get out.
Well, it's not just that, it's for if people... It started for darker reasons, both because of sexual assault and because of, like, drug overdose cases. So, like, you can see that someone has collapsed in the stall and help them.
See, and I'm okay with that. What I don't like is the gap between the doors.
Same idea.
That makes me super uncomfortable, because I've made eye contact with people before, and it's just like, no.
Yep.
Like, I have my purse, and if I ever have my jacket goes in that crack.
Crack jacket. Got it.
You're funny.
I see. And then...
What else would other countries find
advertisements for medical stuff and lawyers, I believe. That's not common or legal in other countries. It wasn't legal here for a long time. Yeah, tipping's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Because it's stupid. Sorry, continue. No, I wish people could make easier living.
Yeah, I feel like in a utopia, tipping exists, but we clearly don't do it, right? It's just like, well, we don't have to pay you here.
Yeah, because you'll get tips.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. 153. What has been blown way out of proportion? How difficult it is to wear a mask.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, man. It's just... Oh, okay. I will say, I have asthma. And I do get really lightheaded when I get really hot. And so when I have a mask over my mouth, just makes me hotter, and then yada, yada, yada. But I freaking deal. Whenever I go out, I put on my mask. Like, I go out on walks in Las Vegas in this heat, and I still wear my mask. I've been vaccinated for, what, a month and a half now?
Something like that.
And I still wear my mask when I go out on my walks. I don't need to. I know I don't. But it doesn't hurt me.
Way too big a deal out of it.
They really have.
Like, I understand there's an interesting political argument on what they can and can't make you do, but at the end of the day, like, this is for everyone's safety. It's easy enough. People should wear masks. It's just simple.
What else has been blown out of proportion?
I mean, most of politics and Twitter. Like, someone somewhere on Twitter said one thing and got 1,000 likes. Cool, that's less than 1% of the population. Nope, it's going on the news.
This is true.
Some random person who's known for saying things and literally only has a following because they say things.
Said something really rude.
Yeah, like, we'd better have an entire hour dedicated to this and get some talking heads on it, maybe a few senators involved, and drive frickin' policy.
Yeah.
Twitter is a wonderful tool if you want to go and find the idiot you've been hoping exists so you can be angry about something. And outside of that, I am not a huge fan.
I have it linked to, like, my Instagram, so it'll just automatically post. I haven't posted anything on Instagram in a while. I need to do that.
Yeah, jeez.
My bad, you guys.
Manage
My bad.
your social media.
I have my YouTube channel going. I get a video up every Saturday morning, so I'm okay with that. Anything else blown out of proportion? Literally
Gender reveals.
All I can think. Oh my god!
Easy target.
You are. Oh. Okay, I like the idea of a gender reveal. I think that's really cute.
Please do not involve fireworks, explosives, fire of any kind.
Balloons, anything.
In a wooded area especially. Yeah, perhaps
Dude,
maybe
just
not.
do the freaking cake thing. Cut into it. Oh, it's a blue cake. Oh, no, it's a pink cake. Like, something simple.
Or pie.
That isn't going to hurt anybody. A pie.
You could do like rhubarb.
What, a blueberry or a raspberry? No,
yeah,
that's stupid.
No,
it's a pie.
Pies are wonderful. How dare you?
I like cheesecake, and that's it. So, yeah, no, I am so sick and tired of, like, gender reveal gone wrong videos. They make me so angry, because it's just, God, what was it? The one in California that started a fire?
Yeah, there's been several.
Are you kidding me? How
recently.
stupid can you get? Oh my god! Everybody's gonna find out the sex of your baby. Eventually, no one cares. And if they say they care, maybe they do, but not that much. Oh my god.
Please stop messing things up for
everyone? The world?
Yeah.
Like the animals? God. Alright, 154. When was the time you acted nonchalant but were going crazy inside? I mean, that's happened at work a lot, especially retail.
I mean, yeah, work's too easy. You can pick something else.
Okay. I acted nonchalant, but I was going
likewise,
crazy inside.
family doesn't count. That's cheating. I've had a few encounters that were like possibly dangerous, and I was like, oh yeah, how are you? That's cool, yeah. And I was thinking to myself, I need to get the hell out of here.
I mean, anytime a strange man interacts with me, I have a little like, am I about to get raped and murdered?
Yeah.
So I always like put on a big cheery smile. Yep, I'm going this way, bye. Versus like, if I were a big, strong man, I'd just be like, come any closer and I will knock your face in, you know? So,
I see.
You know, you have to act nonchalant, even though you're freaking out inside, because that's just how it goes being a woman.
Yes.
I'm not implying you were a woman, by the way, but, like, you know, someone coming at you, attacking you, that's always going to be terrifying, whether you're a man or a woman.
Oh, yeah, there's that car.
There was a car?
I used to go on walks when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Well, I still do, but I used to as well.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
You went on walks?
I stole that joke.
This is ridiculous!
And, yeah, someone offered to give me a ride home at, like, probably midnight, 11 at night. And I didn't really... Like, I kind of clocked that was creepy, and then, like, when I got home, and especially that, I was like, yeah, that was potentially really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get in the car with them.
No, I did not have the sense, and then the guy, like, just drove off, and I was like, okay. Yeah, thinking back on that was...
Well, actually, if he drove off, that's not the worst indication.
Well, I mean, the point being
If
that
he
I
had
was
kept
probably...
following you and being creepy, that would have been worse.
I
Sorry,
was
what?
probably big enough at that point that I could have defended myself / made
So
enough
it wouldn't
noise.
be worse, the fight for them.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was a legit thing, maybe it wasn't, but thinking back on it, I don't have a huge memory of it, but it was like, yeah, that's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, not fun. 155. Oops, I scrolled past it. What's about to get much better?
My scalp.
Aw, would you like to tell everyone what you just had to go through?
I wore a medical thing on my head for 3 days, and so you can't, like, do anything. You have a 15-foot radius except to go to the bathroom. You can't shower. You can't really go anywhere. You can't do anything. And it itches, and you can't scratch it. So that was fun.
That's why he just got out of the shower. Because he just got back from the doctor. He finally got to take it all off.
Yes.
And, you know, like the smart man that he is, he was told to wear a button-up shirt. And he wore a regular shirt. So he couldn't take it off for 3 days.
That was not fun. We could burn that shirt.
No, just wash it. Okay, I'm just saying, y'all, I have gone camping so many times. And, like, I can go without a shower for a week. Yeah, it's not the funnest thing ever, but, like, it's not going to kill you. And you just had to lay there for 3 days. You didn't actually have to go out and do things.
I wasn't actually allowed to, because if I sweat, it could remove
that makes it easier. You're not going to be super, super smelly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're just being a baby.
Love you too, dear.
What else is about to get much better? Baldur's Gate 3, because they're going to keep releasing more stuff.
Gee, have you picked up a new game?
I already talked about it.
I suspected you had.
I love that game so much.
You're welcome.
I am welcome, thank you. 156. What are some clever examples of misdirection you've seen?
I mean, I like magic tricks, and that's kind of all they're about.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because I was just thinking, like, I have a terrible memory, so I'm sure, like, if I'm having a conversation with someone, they'll just be like, oh, I'm not comfortable with this train of thought. Let's talk about dragons, and Liz will forget everything else. So, I don't know if that's actually clever. Like, but, you know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I feel like everything I can think of for misdirection isn't, like, fun magic things like yours. It's, I'm not comfortable with the subject, so let's misdirect to something else. So, I liked his answer better. 157. What's your funniest story involving a car? Mine would probably have to be when we were in Spain. Our van was parked on the side of the road, and this road, you could probably put 4 cars next to each other comfortably and still drive. Alright, like, it was a big frickin' road. And this kid came down the hill, and it was like a low hill, you know, like, it wasn't a huge incline. But he was coming down, and he just, he drove his bike right into the van. And he landed on top of it. He hopped right off, got on his bike, and kept going. And we were all just like, what? How did the kid do that? Like, and there were no other vehicles out on the road. There was no reason for him to suddenly veer off. It was super weird.
Vans in reality may be closer than they appear.
I guess so. What's your funniest story involving a car, honey?
I don't know. I have some dumb stories involving cars and accidents and all that junk.
Not funny. That's scary.
Yeah, I don't really have a funny one off the top of my head.
Then we shall move on. 150... What? Okay, it was 158. I was about to say it, and then it scrolled. I don't know why my iPad is doing this. What would be the clickbait titles of some popular movies?
Will Cruella de Vil skin 100 puppies?
I mean, is that
I'm still baffled by that decision, but whatever.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so...
Yeah, maybe they do something
I don't know,
clever.
but I just... Know. Cruella de Vil, her name literally is Cruel Devil. I don't understand why you would ever make her a protagonist. Because, I don't know, the preview we saw when we were... What was it? We watched Mortal Kombat? Is that when we saw it? And it looked to me like they were not necessarily trying to make her the good guy,
Oh, they're
But they were making her the protagonist because there was someone that was clearly her antagonist.
No, they're trying to do what they did in Maleficent, which works for Maleficent because Maleficent, as a character, is just evil witch thing. Like, you don't know anything about her, and her goal is nebulous-ish. Like, I'm going to kill this small child, but okay. And so you can kind of
kill her.
Well, they're
put her to sleep.
Well, right, but so they're working off the the Wicked thing. We're like, oh, we're gonna show that really she was the victim, and it's a fun thing to do.
See,
but the lady who skins dogs for fur is just so not.
I didn't get that from the preview at all. It didn't seem like they were trying to make her the victim. Hold on, let me speak. She was getting victimized, it looked like, at the beginning of the trailer, and then she was like, oh no, I'm gonna come out on top, and I'm blah 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 blah. But like, it didn't.
They're doing the whole, like, oh, she's the underdog, and she's going to come out on top and be powerful and
I
cool.
didn't get an underdog story from her at all.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, she's the bullied person at work who's made fun of and, attacked and, basically bullied. So we're going to turn it around, and she's going to come out on top and show how strong she is, which is a great story, just not with a character who's then going to go on to attempt to skin puppies. And I've heard from some people that like, oh, well, it may not be the same Cruella and they're trying to reboot her. And it's like, well, that's great, but there's so many other Disney villains who didn't skin a bunch of puppies, or attempt to anyways. So why even go that route? I don't know.
Cruella, I don't know. I want a movie about Ursula, because in Little Mermaid 2, they expanded on it. And I guess originally they did want Ursula to have a sister, but they didn't, they weren't able to, fit it into the story or whatever. And her sister was, the more talented one, or the less talented one, whatever. That would be interesting to expand on, but she's still evil. And to be fair, you can't just make her completely good.
I feel
I felt like Maleficent. I felt like they did a really good job with her. I liked that movie.
I've only caught parts of it, so I can't really comment beyond that. But, and I know basically all the beats to it. Did I read Wicked? Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyways.
Okay, you know that Wicked is Wizard of Oz, right?
Yes, but that's what kicked all this off.
I'm just making sure. It's like, because you keep comparing them. And it was
Wicked is the catalyst, not only because it was a good story, but because it made $1 bazillion on Broadway.
Ultimately, it also kind of made sense.
Well, yes, it was a good fit for the story, because it's like, yeah, they drop a house on her, jack her shoes, and merrily skip away. Like, you have no context for how evil she is, other than she, does offer to kill the dog.
But then the good fairy, or good witch, or whatever her name is, she could have gotten Dorothy home the whole time and chose not to.
I know, the whole thing.
So, it worked.
Well, it fits the story well, and so that's what kicked all this off, and it's just like, there's nothing wrong with having a villain. I like it for some of these people, but yes, the lady who wanted to skin dogs for puppies, no less, 100 puppies to turn into a fur coat, we can leave her as a villain.
Yeah, oh no, she's 110% evil.
You don't,
you can't humanize her. In no way will I ever sympathize with that.
I suspect
because even if these puppies are rabid and killing people, I still don't think skinning them alive is okay.
You need to skin them alive? Was that part of it? I don't know.
Well, skinning them in general. Yeah, you're either going to skin them alive or you're going to kill them prematurely because they're puppies.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's killing a baby. Literally killing a baby.
Yeah, so
that's not okay.
It's just, I suspect this is just driven by a marketing department who's like, yeah, it would really help if we could, have more, female characters we can market, and it's like, well, who do we already have who's established, because those are the best things. Oh, give me a list of villains. And it's so weird because there's so many other Disney villains I would have picked before Cruella. I just, it might even be good. It could be a good movie on its own without context, but in context it's a strange freaking decision.
Yeah, I love Emma Stone, and watching her in the trailer I was like, okay, yeah, no, she's a great Cruella. But if you're trying to make her the good guy, I'm not interested. I'm not. Because Cruella de Vil is an evil character. It's
So that was a
at
15
the
minute
root
rant
of
on
her.
Cruella.
She is just evil.
Rather than answering
Well,
the
okay,
question.
who would you rather see as
Any villain? Or do they have
any?
to...
It doesn't have to be a woman.
Well, and then second
In
of all,
Disney.
does it have to be they're a good person and, oh, this is what led them to being a villain sort of thing, like they've done with all this?
Not necessarily. I just like, another take on them. Like, honestly, with Ursula, I'd be interested in just her earlier life. In how she became the Sea Witch that makes all these deals with people and ruins their lives.
Ursula's
I'd be
interesting.
totally down for that. And she could become completely evil. She could start completely evil. I'd be totally into it.
I'd be kind of curious seeing Jafar's ascent to Vizier, but...
Ooh, that would be good.
Because you don't even have to make it... Again, you don't... I would personally be most interested in a movie Disney would never make, which is more not, oh, well, he was misunderstood and that's how he became evil. Just, no, he's always been kind of smarmy and evil, and here's how he kind of found magic and wormed his way into the world. But, probably no point to a Gaston movie.
Aw,
I look forward to the Broadway musical that they'll ham out anyways, though.
Yeah, Gaston would be. Mother Gothel, we already basically got.
Yeah.
I'm
forgetting my villains. Or actually, I'm forgetting my movies.
Scar?
Who's the, There's Maleficent, and the Evil Queen is just the Evil Queen.
Oh, yeah, from Snow White.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be interesting to see how she came across the magic mirror, and maybe she started out good, and then the mirror just kind of made her more and more evil. That could be interesting.
Yeah. Isn't, well, no, Snow White and the Huntsman, she's still evil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a really cool idea. I didn't see those. I heard they were only okay. I liked the concept.
I liked it. I only saw, I think it was the first one. I didn't see the one that was just the Huntsman. I saw Snow White and the Huntsman with the girl from Twilight, and I thought she was great in it. So, I don't know. Other people are like, oh, she can't act. I think Kristen Stewart can act. I finally remembered her name.
Well done, dear.
I think she can act. I think she's a really good actress. So, you just have to give her something more than the Twilight character, which is meant to literally be a stand-in for an audience member. If you give them too much of a personality, not everyone can fit themselves into that mold. So, yeah. How did we get on Twilight? What is wrong with me?
Because we started talking about Cruella, and then you asked about movies with different, villains.
Oh, Huntsman. Yes. We were talking about Snow White. Okay, what would now though? Cinderella?
The sisters could be interesting.
Watching them grow up. You have seen Ever After, though.
Yes, I've seen Ever
Is it
After.
the best Cinderella movie ever?
To you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yes, dear.
Are you lying to me right now?
No.
What is the best Cinderella movie then?
Ever After.
Yeah, you're darn right.
John disagrees.
What? Has John seen it?
I think so.
I doubt it. Nah. If he had, he'd be like a white girl like me, and he would love it.
I see. I will let him know. He's losing his cred.
What are other good Disney movies?
I feel like last time I did this, I rattled off a list, and now I've completely forgotten.
The
if you want to argue, the Queen from Alice, but
Oh, the Queen of Hearts?
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting to see how she started out, yeah.
I know a lot of them are...
Oh!
That
scared me. You should take that. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, man. Ooh, I was not prepared for that. Ooh, Frollo. That could be interesting. Seeing if he ever actually was a good, pious man. Or if he's always just been, an icky, gross dude. Ugh. Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. That would be fun. I just love her character. So seeing more of her would always be a yes. Oh, Captain Hook! You know what? Seeing how he made it to Neverland, that would be super interesting. Ooh, I like it. Okay. I'm gonna move on. I'm completely getting sidetracked, and you just scared the crap out of me again.
Do I?
You did. Oh gosh. I literally just said a couple. Captain Hook.
Hook, yes.
I'd love to see how he got to Neverland.
Didn't someone do that? Isn't there a movie that kind of ends with it, like, and then you realize they're Captain Hook is the idea, and you figure it out like 30 minutes in?
I have no idea.
Hook origin movie, something like that.
I can Google that. Hook origin story movie. We'll see. What does it say? All right, story's not a good one to do. We'll do movie.
Pan. Yeah.
2015. Yeah. That seems completely obvious.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it was obvious, but...
An alternate origin story.
No.
It's for Peter Pan and
Captain Hook. Maybe not. I don't know. I swear there was it just Hook? I don't know.
Hook was Robin Williams.
Or was it some movie where everyone was like, oh, this could be Hook's origin story, even though, it's not actually, but it's sort of like how people think Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka.
What?
You haven't heard that?
No? I still want to see Snowpiercer, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. You
but
have to see
Willy
it.
Wonka?
Yep.
What?
Yep. It's a pretty fun theory. As far as these dumb theories go, it's one of the more fun ones.
Alright, well, we have 10 seconds left, so...
9,
I'm
8,
gonna have to look that up, because...
Yeah, it's cool.
I really want to see Snowpiercer.
You should see Snowpiercer.
And a sequel to Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, keep that in mind when you watch it.
So weird, you guys.
Because you'll be like, huh.
I'm gonna learn something, I guess.
Maybe.
Alright, I lied. It was more than 10 seconds. But now we're at
time.
the end. 3, 2, 1, bye!
No.
And that is the end of Monster Hunter Lunastra. I got 6 hours and 7 minutes of footage. It was a very slow day for me. David and I went on a very, very long walk, and I was really sweaty afterwards, so I showered, so that's why I'm in new clothes, if you care.
I'm sure they're tracking it.
Yep.
They want to know why there's continuity errors in your...
Yep, exactly. It won't focus.
You should tell it to focus.
Focus!
Did it work?
No.
You didn't do it right.
Well, I tried. So that means I've got 4 out of 13 done. I'm a third of the way there. I said 13. I meant 12. I need to go to bed. Like, subscribe, share, comment. All that jazz. I'll see you guys next video.